Today's repair zone. Today we're going to show you how to check the amperage draw of any AC motor. All you have to do is have a multimeter where you could check. Right here is alternating current, the little wavy line, and that's your direct current. That would be for 12, 24, 36, 48 volt direct current. So anyway, what you do is you take your test lead out of anyway, there we go. Usually it's here when you're checking all your other, like your resistance and your continuity and your voltages and all that stuff. You usually have it right here. So what you do is you leave your common or your ground right here. You take this one out, put it in your amperage spot. This one's a 10 amp fuse, so you can't use anything. Well, basically if you have an electric motor that's drawing more than 10 amps, you're going to blow a fuse in here. But anyway, with a smaller motor, you shouldn't have any problem. So what you do here is you put it in here on the amperage scale, set it here. We're checking alternating current, and I am running 115 or 120 volt house current. Everything is hooked up here to a cord. What I want to do is I want to check what kind of amperage that this refrigerator compressor draws. So I'm kind of rigging up, it's kind of going to be a dual purpose video. Actually, what I want to do is I want to build a compressor, air compressor out of this thing, because I need to aerate my dugout just for the time being until I get something rigged up for my windmill. My windmill died on me again. Anyway, now what you do, you have it all set up on the multimeter. Here is your, basically it would be like two wires, your neutral and your hot, and then sometimes there's a ground. This one you don't need it when you're checking amperage. You just need your neutral and your hot wires, and this is basically the two wires coming out of the motor. I have it set, the multimeter set now. What I'm going to do is I have one test lead. The common is on one side, so we're making just a circuit, so just like you plug it in the wall. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here, and you can hear the motor took off. And right now we got 12.4 amps. So that's what this little refrigerator compressor draws, is 2.4 amps. Now if I could leave this stuck in here, you can see one end. Well, this one here I cut it off short. I'm going to put a little filter on here. You can hear drawing air in here, so you could make this as a vacuum if you needed to vacuum out anything. Intake, and this one here will be the exhaust, which means it's blowing pressure. And actually you could get a lot of pressure out of these suckers here. I don't know if you could hear this, but I'll rig up a gauge on there, a pressure gauge, and we're going to see what I can put out. So now we know it's 2.4 volt or amps, and when I try and plug it, it's running 2.6, 2.7. But it's not going to be, I don't need that much pressure. I only need 1 pound for every 2 feet of water depth. So my dugout is 14 feet. I need about 7 pounds of pressure, so it's going to work. I think this is going to work great. Okay, I'll rig this up, and then we'll see what kind of pressure we can get out of it. Okay, well I've got the pump running, the compressor running, 2.4 amps draw. And I got a little gauge on here, and this little sucker, it goes up to 160 psi. And I'll tell you check this out. I'm going to plug this in with my finger. And it'll go way over. So I think it's good enough. It'll blow air into my dugout. Alright guys. Hope you enjoyed this. How to check your amperage draw on the AC motor and refrigeration pump that's going to pump air into my dugout. And it's got all kinds of pressure. Right, I got my compressor motor hooked up here. You see that white line is going through my shed. Going down over there into my dugout. We're going to go over there now. We're going to see if the air's coming out there. There's my windmill that's not working. I got it all unhooked here. No pressure. But anyway, here's my, I don't know if we can see. I'm not gonna get too close here. There, that's the air coming in my dugout from the compressor or the refrigerator motor. Now we're gonna go back and I'll trace this line here because it goes comes up here, black line. Oh, there's my mutt. There's the line right here. Okay, and it goes across here into the white line into the shed. So it's working like a charm. Hey Vinny. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys.